Christian paganism, and Saturn worship. I want to give all the honor, glory, and praises to YAHAWAH, BaHaShem, YAHAWASHI, BaHaShem, RAWACHAA, QADASH. Double honors to my elders at Great Millstone, taught me this truth through the Spirit. Single honors to the elect. Peace and blessings to the 1/3, and to the confusion of faces in the four corners of the earth. Shalom. I want to start off by saying Salakia. It's been kind of rough for me. Work, mental stress, and all kind of stuff going on. But, the Lord's pulling me through, and I need to get back more active, man. Salakia, it's a lot been pulling me away. But nonetheless, though, man, YAHAWASHI is going to help us get through this. Now, paganism, this etymology, but I want to just read a certain portion. I'm going to get right to it. Right here, where you see the line on the side on the left, it says pagan and heathen are primarily the same in meaning. But pagan is something distinctly applied to those nations that, although worshiping false gods, are more cultivated as the Greeks and Romans, and heathen to uncivilized idolaters as the tribes of Africa. And a Mohammedan is not counted a pagan, much less a heathen. That's the definition from Century Dictionary, 1897. So that's that's old. But the point of the matter is, pagan and heathen are primarily the same. What is a heathen? The heathen is anyone that's not by bloodline an Israelite. That's literally what a heathen is. So in other words, all heathens would be pagans because they believe in false gods. But once again, a Gentile, an Israelite, foreigner who don't know who they are, who worship these holidays, celebrate these holidays, worship these idols ignorantly, they would be known as pagans as well. Or in other words, heathen. And the Lord even says to refer to an Israelite who don't repent as a publican and a heathen. Now, let's get to the lesson at hand. Understanding the pagan roots of Christmas. All right. As you can see at the roots, it goes back down to Saturnalia, Mithra, Nimrod, and Tammuz. All right. I'm not going to go through all of that with Tammuz and Nimrod, but the Holy Trinity goes back to Semiramis, Nimrod, and Tammuz. All right. Now, Jeremiah 10, 1-4. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, the other nations, okay? And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen, with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not. So in other words, Christmas, we go back to the worship of Nimrod. If you know the story of Nimrod, Nimrod impregnated his mother, Semiramis, gave birth to Tammuz. And what happened was, they say that Nimrod was slain, right? I think he was slain by a boar, and his blood spilled on the evergreen tree. And the evergreen tree was a reincarnation of him. This was the story that Semiramis told because he died. He died, so she made up the story saying that the evergreen tree is reincarnation of Nimrod, and the blood that today will be the cranberry sauce, and the swine that people eat will be the boar. I mean, you catching my drift, right? And so people will give presents, they will leave gifts, sacrifices, offerings under that evergreen tree, which they resemble to be Nimrod. So to this day, think about it. When the parents put the gifts underneath the tree and the children get on their knees and they're taking pictures and they're opening their gifts. Oh boy, this is great, Dad and Mom. You're sacrificing your children over to Nimrod, but that's another story. Anyhow, so Saturnalia is actually a festivity that occurred right before Christmas. But this is pretty much what Christmas is. Today they try to make it seem like you wear your ugly sweaters, you drink eggnog, everybody comes around, and it's festive and happy and joyous. But you do notice how people tend to want to help the poor more during this time of the year. Because really during this time of the year, the slaves were able to partake in these festivities, these Roman and Greek festivities that we weren't, notice I said that we weren't allowed to partake in because of us being subjects to them. All right. Like Elder Apostle Gabar said, you must know the history in order for you to know the mystery. So let's get into it. So remember Saturnalia, the badass ancient Roman precursor to Christmas. And lo and behold, this article is written by a modern day woman. And you see how she tries to rationalize it or somewhat make it appear to be appealing by using the badass ancient Roman. It was a bunch of debauchery, bunch of orgies, bunch of people just being Edomites. Let's just say that. All right. All right. Saturnalia, fact number 2. I just jumped to it. Saturnalia is basically the OG Boxing Day. Similarly, during Saturnalia, all social rules went out the window. Slaves, like I said, got the chance to participate in the festivities and even receive gifts from their masters, sat at the head of the dinner table while their masters served them. So it's like, hey, we're equal. Hey, here goes some food. Hey, here goes some money. Hey, here goes a blanket. You know, that's it. Like I say, they try to treat the poor. This is why I hate holidays. Women have divorced their husbands or broke up with their boyfriends because they done bought them some freaking chocolate and roses on freaking Valentine's Day. If a woman's dealing with me, every day is Christmas and every night is Valentine's, if you catch them adrift. All right? Let me just say it like that. I don't celebrate none of that crap, but I'm just saying in general. So it's just like no different than the master being nice to the slave for a couple of days, then they back treating you like shit. Part of my Swahili or my French, but I just can't stand holidays, man. And the word holiday is a compound word for holy day. It ain't nothing holy about it. Okay? Let's go to the next slide. Saturnalia fact number 4. Saturnalia feasts were out of control. Oh, what's new? Saturnalia was 7 straight days of debauchery. Debauchery. And now let this sink in. It says 7 days. That's synonymous with Hanukkah. I think it's the feast of the Purim. I think it's Purim. Purim. I think this is synonymous with Purim, which is where they get it from, right? Well, like it's a whole week of just being festive, not being debaucherous like them though. In a sense, I think it was because of the us overcoming. Was that in the not the book of that wasn't Ruth? What book was that? Dang, I forgot what book that was. Forgive me, y'all. It was during the time that we was held captive in the Shushan Palace under the Edomites when they had like over 120 provinces. But nonetheless, let's get back to it. Saturnalia was 7 straight days of debauchery, like we mentioned earlier. Each household had the Saturnalists principle to create chaos inside the home. Then there were public feasts and celebrations that everyone could attend. People could stay out late into the night drinking and partying with their friends. That's all Esau ever do anyway. The club life. That's all it was. Saturnalia fact number 3. Okay, I guess I skipped this one. It says each household elected a head mischief maker for the week. Said insult guests, wear crazy clothes. They go back to them crazy sweaters. So you know this is it's real. This predates millenniums ago, and they still do it to this freaking day. Chase people around the house, plan scandalous party entertainment. Now check this one out, y'all. If you're from New Orleans or have just spent a little time on Bourbon Street, this might sound familiar. The tradition of hiding coins and pastries would eventually evolve into the kind of weird Mardi Gras custom of hiding tiny baby figurines inside king cakes. So America is known as Babylon. It just has all of the world's traditions and customs and cultures into one massive amalgamation of confusion known as America. Saturnalia from Lord of Misrule to Yuletide carols, and lo and behold, written with heart by Haley Milliman. So there she is right there. Lovely smile. Treacherous spirit. Because she thought this was badass celebration. Anyways, eventually in 312 AD, the Roman Emperor Constantine, Israelite, the first Christian emperor, started the shift from Saturnalia to Christmas. So Christmas and Saturnalia is the same thing, right?